Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Today, out here in the shop, we have a brand new 2023 Toyota Tacoma that we're doing a full audio upgrade in. We will be changing out our dash speakers, front door speakers, and our rear door speakers. As you can see, the truck has 772 kilometers. That is nothing. Brand new. I've already done the speaker test to make sure I know where we start. So let's get started at the front and start taking these dash speakers out. Alright, behind this safety airbag sign, you have a 10mm bolt. Start from the front side, or the top side, because you have your hinge on the bottom. And then you take out the 10mm. Just try and get a view for you. And that A-pillar, after a few little wiggles, comes right out. Now, you take your panel tool and carefully lift up on the dash speaker grill. And that just pulls out. There's two little tabs in the front that you have to pull it backwards once you get it out. But nothing to it. There. Now we have the speaker accessible. You just take a 10mm wrench on the back side, loosen that bolt off out of there. Just like that. There's that one. The other one you can actually take out with a ratchet. Making sure not to damage the dash. Scratch it up, or even putting the ratchet itself through the windshield. There, and there we have it. Push in on the locking tab for the connector. And the speaker comes right out. Now, the speakers we have going in are a customer supplied speaker. They really don't look a whole lot different. A little better cone design, but there's the factory one. Just a little flat paper cone, connector on the end. The one going in has more of a tapered cone. It still has the connector on the end, and it's what they, I guess is what they recommend. So we'll drop that in. There we go. It did come with 2 replacement screws, but I'm just going to put the factory ones back in. And then carefully line up that one and start working that screw in. That socket on there for a little better grip than a small little head of a bolt. There. And now, before we go too far, make sure it works. It should, with a direct plug and play. You can see how it's sitting right there. Again, this music, it's on a radio station. There's that. To that. A little bit clearer. Now we put everything back together and go to the passenger side. Alright everyone, we just finished up the passenger side. You can see I got the grill back in. The other side's all done. This one's a little different. In fact, you got a grab handle. These little covers here, you find a little spot on the inside corner and they pull straight out and off to the side. And it shows a 10mm on top and the bottom. And then underneath this, you do have a wire connector. I was able to just move mine off to the side and take the speaker out. But you can disconnect it if you want and move it completely off to the side. Other than that, everything's the same. 10mm bolts hold the speaker in. 10mm to take that out. 5 minutes later, you're done. Okay, here we are on the driver's door. First, we start with taking the sail panel off. That just pops off. A couple little clips on the back. Then you have a little locking tab that goes there. You push the center in, pop it out. Behind the door latch, there's another panel with a Phillips head screw. Down in the door handle, you remove the carpet, and there's a Phillips head screw there. So we're going to take that one out. Then the door switch panel pops up from the back side, and you work your way to the front. Now, which gives you two connectors. First one, you just push the tab, take it out. Second one, the tab's on the side, push it in. If you need, use a small pick tool or a small little flathead screwdriver. Get past that little lock, and then it just slides right off. And from there, you get your panel tool, and we start working our way around the door panel. And then lift it up and off. Then undo your door lock and door lever wires. And set the door panel off to the side where it's going to be safe and not get damaged. Which leaves us with that wonderful factory high quality speaker. It's easy enough to remove. Four 10mm bolts. And they're not even that long. They're maybe ½ inch long. Unplug the speaker and pop it out. And here you go. One plastic thing that the factory engineers think would be a great speaker. Let's go show you what we're putting in. Here's what we have going in. They are the Kicker K5, the KSC 690. They're two-way coax. They have a crossover right there on the back. Nice beefy magnet, 4 ohm. 1-inch tweeter sitting there in the middle. And they come with the trim mount. Customer did supply their own from Metra, but I think we're going to use this one. Let's go see how it fits and go from there. Okay, we ended up going with the Metro ones. Did trim off some here and a little bit here just to make it fit a little nicer and not just have plastic sticking out. So we are ready to put some foam down on the back side of this mount, get it mounted up, and start getting some wires run. This foam will help with preventing any rattles, noises, and any imperfections in the metal itself. Like if there's a slight bend in the door from the factory, it'll help everything seal up that much nicer. We will also be putting some on the back of the speaker as well, along with we have some foam rings to go around the outside of it. Show you them here shortly. And there we have it. Let's go throw this in the door and show you how it fits. And this kit also has openings. It has two openings to let you run some wires through. We will only be using the top one. So in the speaker sealing kit that we do have, or the rings, I will be closing off the back hole here. There. And you can see how where I trimmed off this corner, it doesn't have the piece sticking out here over the lip. Same with the bottom one. So now we're ready to go start wiring up a speaker. Alright, we are just about ready to start wiring up the speaker. I've got the connector, or the plug and play harness already put together. I put some wire, some Tech Flex over it. I did cut the spade terminals off because I plan on soldering the wires to the speaker. Now, I know some of you are probably going to question why I'm doing it this way. But if the dealer ever has to take the speaker out, they're just going to take the whole thing out as a unit. And this way they can just take the whole speaker adapter, the speaker, unplug it, and away they go. And as I was saying, here's the foam to go around where the speaker itself is going to mount. So that would give us foam on the back side, foam on the mounting surface. There. I've already got the heat shrink over this. So when I'm done soldering this, I can pull the heat shrink over, shrink it down, and make it look like a quality install. The reason I'm soldering the wires is around here, I find the spade connectors, they get rusty. And when they get rusty, the connections are no good. So I have found that soldering the wires to the speaker terminal gives a much better life expectancy for the wiring. There. Like I said, there's the heat shrink there. Just to help keep the Tech Flex from getting all wonky on us. Flip that over. And once we screw that down and in place, that'll be our wiring in the back here. That will be secured by the time we're done. Same with that. Will be secured so we don't have to worry about hearing that rattle inside the car. Now, if for some reason the dealership ever has to take that out, they could take the speaker out as a complete unit. And not have to worry. So let's go mount it up, figure out the wire, get that wire secured, and continue on. Alright. So there it is, all mounted. You can see I got the factory connector there. I did seal off the holes on the end. We got the... It's made by Sound Shield. It's the contour strips. I'm quite happy with them. They're not quite thick enough to go the whole way around the outside of the speaker mount, but however, much clearer. That sounds a lot better than the other side. So I'm going to put the door back together and keep moving on with this. But as you can see, now if this factory ever has to take that out, they take out the 4 mounting screws, unplug it, and take the speaker out as a complete unit. Easily serviceable. So, time to continue on, get the passenger side done. Okay, gang, I just wanted to show you something on this one. This is the passenger side door, and as you can see, I've got the mount there. Those two, they fit quite nice. These two, you can see that extra little tab on the side. Those are what I removed off the driver's side. I just shaved it down, shaped it out like it should be, like that, so it looks that much cleaner, and you don't have anything hanging out over the edge of that. It makes it look that much nicer, even though most people probably never see it again. Okay, I haven't shown much of the passenger door, just because it's pretty much identical to the driver's door. Everything's all the same. You still have your 4 screws holding the speaker in and everything. I did want to show you, after I smoothed off these corners, you can see how that looks a lot cleaner. Looks like it's actually meant to be there. And looks like the other side. So now, everything's all sealed up. The hole on this one here would be in the front. That's all sealed. That hole's sealed. Everything's all plugged up, ready to go. Just got to put the speaker sealing strip on there. Put the door back together. And we'll be ready for the back doors. Okay, we are ready to start the rear doors now. I've taken off the side panel. That just goes right there. And there's just 3 tabs and then one big tab that doesn't feel like it wants to let go, but it does. Then you got a little push tab right there. And then behind the door latch, we have another Phillips head screw. Down in the door handle, pop out that little piece of carpet, another Phillips head screw. Then you grab your nice little panel tool, slide it in underneath the window switch, give it a little twist and a tug. And gently work it out. And there we go. Push on the little button there to release the connector, and that comes out. Now it's ready to take the door panel off. So you take your panel tool, find a couple good areas to give it a pull. They are tight, but they will come off. Be firm but gentle. And there is our wonderful factory 6.5. Nothing but a mid-bass driver. And that's also held in by the 3 Phillips head screws. Pop it out, and there we are. Nice piece of lightweight plastic. So I'm going to go get the next speaker ready, and we'll show you what we have going. Alright, we're back, and these are what we have going in the back doors of this truck. They're the Kicker CS C67 speakers. They're actually a 6 3/4 inch. We got the Metra 82, 81, 48 brackets. We did have to do some trimming to get them to fit, just because there's tabs on the inside and a few extra tabs on the outside. But they fit. So now we're going to start prepping these. Just like the fronts, we're going to throw down some foam. That way it doesn't rattle against the metal door. I like to start at the bottom of where the speaker will be. That way, if there does get to be some moisture in there, it can hopefully seep through the crack at the bottom where the 2 pieces of foam, where the 2 ends would meet, rather than just coming up against a solid piece of foam. Hopefully that never has to be a problem, but depending on your location, you could have a lot more moisture in the air, a lot more rain than other places, and it could be a problem. And if you're down in California, I don't know how much it rains down there, but I'm sure it's a lot less than up here in Nova Scotia. There, so we got the foam on the front and the back of the mount. So now the speaker can sit there nice and flush against the foam. And as you can see, this one here comes with a nice tweeter right on the front of it, where the factory one had nothing. So that right there is going to make things a whole lot better. Better sound quality, better clarity. And just like the last set, I'm just going to solder these wires right to the terminals. I do have to... The speaker plug adapter that we have for this is about 1 inch too short. So I will need to just extend some wires a little bit. You don't want to leave your soldering gun on the terminals too long, because the solder could weep up into the tinsel leads, and then they don't like to move, and you start having issues. There we go. The zip tie helps to hold that stuff back. That way it's not snapping back into where you're trying to solder. But before I go any further, before I make an absolute mistake, there. Got to put the wire through the speaker adapter first. Proves that I guess we're not all perfect. Video editing makes us look it though. Alright, speakers all mounted, plugged in. I put a little structural adhesive right there. Keep that way it became part of the plastic mount, so if they have to remove it, that tab's going to stay there, and then they can remove the factory. You can see the foam under the speaker. It's all mounted up. All that's left is to put the sound shield speaker ring around it. I've just got to cut it down a little bit because the factory's only half that thick. Test it, put it back together, and start on the passenger door. Okay, we are finished. Let's see here. This is on a public radio station. I don't own the rights to this music whatsoever. Let's see. We're going to do a sound check here. It is definitely much clearer. I was expecting more out of the tweeters, but they are a factory replacement. I believe he said they were from a Subaru, which seems to be the big thing they're all doing for these Tacomas. But overall, the clarity is much better, and it's got a good solid bass line too. In comparison to what was there, it's definitely a good improvement. So there's again, we did the tweeters, the door speakers. There's all the factory ones waiting to go in the box, and we even did the rear speakers. So if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button, like it. I got another one coming. We got a new Ford F-150 coming next week. We're doing the same thing, only we're going to be doing some more sound treatment and really improving on the sound in that one. So hit that subscribe button, stick around, and let's see what happens.